Triple H offers Stone Cold Steve Austin another WWE match. Plus, we have a Kevin Owens injury update, and a big match has been added to Survivor Series WarGames. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Oh, hell yeah! What are you doing, Ross?
Getting ready for my WrestleMania match, brother.
Look at you!
I've got these cables in my hands. There's no stopping me.
Thought you were just pleased to see me. That is Ross Tweddle reenacting the Stone Cold Steve Austin fitness video that dropped on Austin's Instagram.
Oh, it burns.
And his socials over the weekend. Was it on his Instagram or just his Twitter or something? You're right.
It was at Instagram, I do believe.
It was on the gram.
There was two of them. One while he's doing the pulley cable things, and another one's while he's doing the squatty things.
It's like he was stood next to me all
Oh,
that time.
hell yeah.
So obviously that starts the rumour mill turning for another Steve Austin match, and Fightful Select say that speculation is with merit. Quote, we are told WWE at least wants him to do more with the company, specifically told that while the Vince McMahon regime had hoped to have Austin back to do another match, the Triple H regime had actually made an offer for Austin to do another match. So rather than waiting to go, oh, maybe he'll call, Triple H just picked up the phone and went, yeah, brother, how'd you fancy this?
If that was your retirement match, like your actual retirement match at WrestleMania 38, why would you call?
Yeah.
That's like the perfect way to end. It couldn't have got any better, but they want back for more, maybe.
Now, when that more will be is up for debate. The sources that Fightful spoke to weren't sure if this was for WrestleMania in LA next year, or maybe even for Saudi Arabia for a show over there. But there was an offer, regardless of when. What Fightful Select do know is there has been an offer made for a wrestling return. Another source indicated initially Austin and WWE were quite far apart on terms, and now we find ourselves at a point where they're a little bit closer.
Yes, and this is very exciting. With WrestleMania being where WrestleMania is, I think it's got to be more of a WrestleMania thing than a Saudi Arabia thing. I don't know, what's just a feeling in my loins there, Tom?
I just feel like, because potentially at the moment we're looking at The Rock for WrestleMania, rumoured. John Cena for WrestleMania.
That's the one, baby.
Rumoured.
That's the one. Yeah. Generational era thing. You know what I mean?
So
Attitude Era versus PG one. Austin versus Cena. It's in the LA. It's an attraction match. I know it might not be very... Well, no, it will be very good because Stone Cold can still move. John Cena, I assume, can still move while speaking Mandarin and stuff like that. We can go for it. Let's do it.
Wow, I hadn't even thought. Because in my naivety, I thought, put him against a younger talent, get him over.
Austin's winning. Let's be real.
That spry young up-and-comer Steve Austin against John Cena. I mean, like, there is something quite tantalising about, like you say, like a cross-generational, ruthless aggression era, attitude era fight between Austin and Cena.
Yeah, and if not Cena, just get CM Punk on the phone.
He'll do it.
Austin versus Punk. Finally.
Fightful says that. The Observer says regarding Steve Austin and WrestleMania, there is smoke to that fire and there are discussions happening. How they will transpire isn't known at this point in time. But so that's two sources now that are saying like something's on the table for Austin.
Yeah, it just seems to make sense. With WrestleMania once again being 2 nights, over a weekend once again, selling out massive. I don't know what the exact capacity is of that big new fancy stadium. It must be over 70, I reckon, just as a ballpark figure. I'm sure the editor could put up there right now and just try and fill those out for 2 nights in a row. Maybe Rock and Roman one night and then Austin versus whoever the next night just makes a lot of sense.
I think Austin doing that video where he is doing the ropes and the belts and stuff. I mean, that's asking for people to speculate.
Yeah.
It's like when you tag yourself at hospital on Facebook.
What's wrong with you?
DM me pets.
We should say though, Stone Cold is one of those freaks who just likes to keep himself physically fit just for the crack of it, just for the benefit of his health.
So I mean, if he drinks a lot of Steve Weisers, so you need to counteract it, don't you? That's why you do it.
Some do, some don't.
So let's talk about Austin's opponent from earlier in the year, Kevin Owens. So we were a bit worried about our Kev yesterday after he took a tumble during his match against Austin Theory at WWE show in Madison. And he was limping out of the ring, helped by a referee. The Observer have given us an update, haven't they?
Yes, MCL sprain, which I guess is the best of a pretty potentially bad situation.
Well, there's different grades to an MCL sprain, so we're hoping it's on the lower end of it.
Dr. Tom.
I just did a little research for the news podcast that drops every morning before you wake up. True there. Cultaholic podcast feed, get it there. But there's different grades of it. we're hoping that it's low on the grade, because at best with an MCL sprain, it's about 6 weeks to get back to where you were. So this pretty much, unfortunately, if this is the case, it does write Kev off for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we were saying yesterday he's the obvious choice to fill the babyface side against the Bloodline for the WarGames match on the men's side. So who could they pick, I guess, is the next question.
I mean, that's it now. So you could just, I'm trying to think of who you could.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
John Cena. I mean, yeah, you could do. I mean, you've got time to build somebody up to put them in that position. I think who you would though. I mean, Riddle's not doing much. You could move Matt. I mean, you would have had to move Kevin Owens from Raw to SmackDown anyway. You could move Matt Riddle over there. He's got unfinished business with the Bloodline.
Gargano.
Yeah. I mean, it could be an opportunity to showcase Johnny Gargano against Roman Reigns and co.
Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss.
Emma was looking for him backstage on SmackDown.
Well, we say, she loves Madcap Moss. Yeah. We all fancy Madcap Moss a little bit, let's be perfectly honest. Let's talk a bit about WarGames. So last night on Raw, we saw Damage Control recruiting Rhea Ripley. Well, Rhea Ripley kind of added herself to the match. I'll be on your team.
You don't need a girl looking there, bonny lad. Shouldn't say that at all.
Where's she from?
Let's go to war, pet.
Hiya, Rhea. That's, according to Ross, that's how you sound.
There is a Newcastle in Australia, so let's just assume she might be from
they've
close
got
to
our
there.
bridge.
Yeah, aye. The Sydney Harbour one. The Newcastle Tyne Bridge was first.
I've got a friend of mine who's currently in Sydney, and they post pictures on a morning of where they're at, and I keep going, you in Newcastle? Oh, no, you're not. You can tell because the weather's nice. So Rhea's added herself to Damage Control. Mia Yim is on Belair's team. Yeah. So that's a nice way of carrying on the Judgment Day OC story.
Yeah, but it seems the main thread going into this ladies' WarGames match is Rhea basically said if Bianca's on the other team, I need to be on the team facing her. So we're basically going to build a Bianca versus Rhea in this match here. So I reckon those two could be the final two survivors, battling it out to find out whose team will come out on top.
Very likely. It was on the same last night on Raw, on the same episode of Raw. Not only did we see Mia Yim added to the show, we saw Carl Anderson refer to Mia Yim as Michin, which is what we talked about yesterday.
Yes, they trademarked the name Michin.
Yes,
Michin,
which means crazy, deranged in Korean, and they're rolling with that as a nickname for Mia Yim.
Jay-Z lyric, is it not? Crazy deranged, deranged. From Crazy in Love by Beyonce, his little rappy bit.
Oh yes, the little rappy bit he does. Yo, whoa, with the flow.
Did you know?
I'm Jay-Z.
Oh, what is she called? That last
Beyonce.
No, the other lass, the rapping lass. Oh my god, I've gone blank
Cardi
here.
B?
No, the other one.
Nicki Minaj.
If you slow her down, it sounds like Jay-Z. If you pitch it down, it slows like Jay-Z.
True story. If you slow Nicki Minaj down, she misses the bus. There was another OC Judgment Day match added to Survivor Series, wasn't there, Ross?
There was, yeah. They'll be doing that there. And then we'll get the Miz versus Dexter Lumis in the build to Survivor Series. Will that have any implications for Survivor Series? I've got no idea.
No. So that will happen after Survivor Series.
Is it after?
Yes. So on the 8th of November. But it's nice because what they're doing is they're putting stories that carry you over.
Yeah, they are.
Until Survivor Series.
I was just leaping for a hope there, but it didn't.
To be honest with you, I kind of wrote these notes here, and I've kind of obviously gone A, B, D, F, G, C, B, R, Q.
Yes.
AJ Styles and Finn Balor is on the Survivor Series card.
Yes, it is.
Is it Survivor Series? Was it Survivor Series? No, it wasn't Survivor Series. But there was a match where we were meant to see Demon Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail Bray Wyatt, and then Bray got injured.
I think it was TLC 2017, because that was the match where Kurt Angle came back as the Shield's dad. I think it was the same show, because there was something bug going around or something, so people were getting ruled out with the plops, maybe, I don't know. So I think it was that one.
Elevated bottom enzymes. Because they had that banger out of nowhere because Bray Wyatt couldn't compete, so they drafted AJ Styles over, and Finn and AJ just had a smashing match. Yeah. This time, with a bit of storyline behind it, they're going to have another smashing match.
Yeah, absolutely. Run it back, as they say, the kids. No cap. It'll be good.
You've dropped in the word no cap a lot lately.
We learned it last week, so I'm just trying to fit in, with maybe the Logan Paul people coming to watch, some more wrestling coverage. So, no cap. It's all sorts of bussy, that potential match there.
Bruh. That's what they say, isn't
Yeah.
it? Bruh.
But Survivor Series is taking shape, and the match after Survivor Series is also taking shape thanks to Miz and his cardigan. What was the cardigan about?
I wasn't quite sure.
Mr. Rogers was mentioned, but like, is that just Miz going, I'm a wholesome, lovely, I wouldn't dare swindle
That's
Dexter?
kind of what I maybe thought it might have been. Something to do with like that, but it's been a peculiar storyline. But if it ends with Dexter Lumis getting a WWE contract, interestingly with that match where they had the setup for it, Lumis ran off the Miz, and then they played Dexter Lumis's music, which is impressive seeing as he hasn't got a contract yet.
Yeah, well,
you got your own music.
Yeah, he's a musician as well in the background, I guess. That's how that works.
He handed the guy a CD-ROM before he started.
But he also has the cardigan in his possession. Does the cardigan have powers? Find out soon on Monday Night Raw.
And find out more news as we get it at cultaholic.com throughout the day. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.